Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
You're back.
I'm back, guys. Took a little break, you know, feel energized,
I
feel
know,
ready.
right? Get some water or a drink, maybe. 5 o'clock
A
somewhere.
cocktail, exactly. It's PM over here in LA. So,
Well, I'm Angeli with the Nocturnal.
hi.
It's nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too.
So I just finished the whole thing yesterday. I just binged the last 3 episodes last night. And congrats to you on such an amazing season 6. It was really incredible to watch during a pandemic, no less. What was that like for the cast and for you to all of a sudden go back in this past season playing these almost heroes on the front lines?
Well, we went back and it was a little, scary just because everything was so unknown. We went back, but at least we went back. This is season 6 for us. We're all friends. We all care about each other. So we had that going for us. Going in, we all wanted to keep each other safe, and we all wanted to go back to work. And we wanted to tell this story, and in the end, finish it out in a way that's satisfying for everyone. Um, it's sad because we just had the best casting crew, and I think we all know that doesn't happen all the time, where you all get along and you just really value each other and what you bring to the show. So we just tried to enjoy the time that we had left and do the best job we can.
Absolutely.
No.
Was it a different thought process for you guys in the last couple of months? Filming, knowing that you were sort of, last year for the last five years, you were playing these employees at Superstore, and now you were playing like in the pandemic era, these frontline workers. Did you approach Sandra differently?
you know I think for these characters, they're doing the same things. It's just that the outside perception of what they do has changed, right? Like their jobs are the same. Certainly more risk involved, and we wanted to portray these people with dignity, and it's so courageous of them to go in, just to go into work every day, and we wanted to show them and also just tell the stories of what it's like, and so hopefully that they get to laugh too. I know it's been stressful for everyone, but in the end we just want to tell stories, entertain, and hopefully reflect what it's like for everyday working people.
Absolutely. And you guys do that so well. I mean, the pandemic is just one example, but whether it's, immigration or financial issues, everyday issues, you guys always bring that comedic aspect to the table. Walk me through sort of that process. Like some of that, like how do you do that? How do you bring the comedy to some of these topics that are difficult, frankly?
That all comes from the writing. We have the best writers, and so they can take things that seem challenging, that are controversial, but not be too heavy handed with it and not be too preachy, and sort of present different sides to it, and always with the underlying goal of telling the story about these people, and hopefully being funny doing it. So it really is credit to the showrunners and writers, and we just get to play all day with what they give us. So it's a gift.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you guys obviously it's a comedy. It's funny. People laugh at it. Is there comedy on set? Are you guys funny together?
I mean, I think we think we're funny together. We certainly get along, and when you're surrounded by not just funny people but kind people, it just creates the best environment to work in. And we see each other out back when we could. We see each other outside of the show, and I think that reads. The chemistry that we have off screen, and also with the crew. We have the best crew. We've had most of them, for several seasons with us, and you just really build a bond. And my favorite part about working on the show is collaborating with everyone, all the different crew members and the cast to make it something worth watching.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about Sandra. Sandra. I love her. She went from being this character that didn't really have a voice at all to almost being a leader at the in the series finale. What was that evolution like for you?
I would be surprised every week when we'd get the scripts, for table read it and discover something new about her. Because I started off as a one episode co-star, maybe a few lines, and I was happy just to do that. If they wanted me back to just sit in the break room and get yelled at, that would have been a great 6 seasons for me. But to have a character that gets to grow so much and really, I think, achieve fulfillment in her personal life and her work life. And in the end, to be part of this group that she so desperately wanted to be a part of, and to call friends, like she considers Gina her best friend. And I think by now, there's no disputing that. There's no one else left. So it's Sandra and Dina all the way.
Yeah, I actually saw an interview with you at Comic-Con back in 2019, and you were saying that you really hoped that there was more of those iconic Dina and Sandra moments. And in the end, you got an epic Sandra and Dina moment. Talk about that friendship. Where do you think that friendship, how do you think it evolved, and what do you think it meant to both the characters in the end?
It's certainly earned. It didn't come easy to either of them. And I think they've both, over the seasons, grown a lot and changed and learned and come to accept each other for what they bring to this friendship, and to feel like peers, true peers, and true friends in the end is all Sandra ever wanted. So for Dina to open her heart and her mind to accepting Sandra, worker and a friend, is goals achieved.
What do you want people to take away from Sandra's character at the end of all of this?
I hope that people see Sandra and see how odd she was at first and maybe outside of the circle, but how she always kept positive, and she certainly had perseverance and stuck with it and found her moments to turn negatives into positives. I think that's something about her that I really admire. Even when pushed into a corner and blamed for things she didn't do, and having a boyfriend she didn't have, and suddenly she's unionizing, she somehow was able to turn it all into positives, and in the end, it all worked out for her. So it's very uplifting, her story.
Absolutely. And when you think about that last episode, how many, Amy coming back to the table, and all of these things that happened the past year with the pandemic, and even before that, Mateo and the immigration issues, sort of, what do you want people to remember about, we talked about what you want them to remember about Sandra. What do you want them to remember about Superstore?
I just want them to remember that we were a show that tackled important topics, but always, with a laugh and a smile, and that we try our best to represent everyday people, and what they go through, and hopefully that it's relatable. Even years from now, you look back at this time capsule and you still find things to laugh at, and also just to feel good about.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.